All right, here in Clearport with Westside coach Justin Cogar. And Justin, how are you guys going to do practice, first of all? Will you start on the 5th? Are you starting early? What is your practice schedule coming up this August?
Yeah, we're going to start on the 5th on the official first day. We did a lot of stuff in the spring this year. We started around into April and started having some flex days and practices all the way through the end of June. So we did a lot of stuff in the spring. I feel like we had a good off season, got a lot accomplished. So we've gave our guys a little bit of time off. We're going to come back on the 5th and get started officially.
When you do start, you start with your quarterback, Kadien Vance, back. He's a guy that broke some of your records, I know, and I don't understand why you didn't take him out, but we can talk about that another time. But he is a real good player. He does have those records. What are your expectations? We talked about him, I think, 2 years ago when he was just a first-year starter, and talked about his expectations. I would expect they're just about through the roof now after this great season he had last year.
Yeah, every year, so this will be his 3rd year as a starter here, and each year the expectation just gets higher. Like I said, last year he broke some records for us and continued to improve and get a lot better. So now this year we're just going to take it to another level. And like we had a talk earlier, we're not so much concerned with records and things like that as much as we are winning, getting to the playoffs, and I think all those things are going to follow with him because he's going to take us as far as we go, offensively and defensively also. So he's our leader. The guys know it, so we're counting on him to do some big things this year.
What has been the biggest improvement you've seen? What allowed him to go from first-year starter in a year that probably a lot of people really hadn't penciled him in to be the starter that year, but the next, but he did get the earlier start? What has been the biggest growth spurt you've seen with him as far as his game goes?
The biggest thing that I think has changed, and I actually got this comment from another coach this summer. We were at a 7-on-7 event, and the coach we were just talking football, and he said, your quarterback sees the game the way you want him to see it. And I hadn't really thought of it that way, but I think that's been the biggest difference from year one to now. It's just the being familiar with the schemes and the offense, and now he sees the game in the same way that I do offensively. So I know I have a lot of trust in him when we're out there. If he sees something that we can agree on it, that we may need to try something different because he sees it the same way that I do now.
Do you see any similarities? And sometimes it's hard to talk about yourself, but do you see any similarities in what your game and what you did and what he's doing now and what he's capable of doing right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's a lot of things similar. He's definitely a better passer than I was. But as far as the run game goes and his vision and reading the field, I think there's a lot of similarities, and a lot of that probably comes from just coaching what I know and what I came up in. A lot of the offense that we run now is similar to what we ran when I was a player. So we're putting him in a lot of those same situations as far as running the ball and kind of being the guy with the ball in his hands the majority of the time with the way we run offense. So the schemes kind of help with that, but also, like I said earlier, the way he sees the game now from the way that I've coached, I think there is a lot of similarities.
I think you probably rose, I don't want to say obscurity because a lot of people knew your talent, but you were hurt, I think, the year before your senior year. You ended up finishing in the top 3 or 4 in the Kennedy Award voting. Can you see a similar track for Kadien where people might not know him now, but they're going to know? And you know as well as I do, you got to win to get in that discussion as well. But do you see the same? Can you see a trajectory similar to what you were able to do for him in an award like that? And I know the awards aren't the biggest thing, but you have to be in that discussion. You have to be winning too, and like you guys were.
Yeah, I think so for sure. Like I said last year, I think towards the end of the season, people started to take notice because right there in the midpoint of the season, we kind of made some changes, and that's when he really came on, and the numbers got better and things like that. And then even into a lot of clinics and camps and things I've been to this off season, everybody's asking about him. Everybody kind of knows. To have a quarterback that's going to be a 3rd-year starter that broke records as a junior, I think it puts people on notice. It definitely feels great for me. It makes me comfortable knowing that we have a guy like that. Like you said, I think as far as quarterback play goes, I think he's as good as anybody in the state.
A lot of people will look at the quarterback from Princeton, had a lot of numbers. He threw to the Kennedy Award winner last year. Do you think it's a fair bet to say he's definitely among the top in the
Oh
state?
yeah, 100%. And guys that I've seen, I haven't seen everybody play, but from what I've seen, especially in our area, and from the 7-on-7s and things that we've done, and to me, I think he's the best quarterback in the state. And the numbers and the play and all that is going to show this year for sure.
Yeah. Justin, I appreciate it.
Thank you.